Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Dynex has a decentralized supercomputer platform that is transforming and disrupting both the supercomputing and the software industries. And with me is Clifford Mapp, an independent expert and blockchain pioneer, to talk about this. So I guess let's just start, Clifford. What is Dynex all about?
Uh, the best way to put it is that the aspect of supercomputing is usually very restricted to a handful of companies, handful of individuals. Dynex aims to make it a single philosophy of what we run is supercomputing for everyone. We're going to see the ecosystem become more mature. We're going to see, the network grow and become bigger, and therefore take on even bigger projects. So, I'm really looking forward to the next 6 to 12 months, to say the least.
That sounds like there's going to be a lot. Sounds like it's moving very fast, and it's a lot of exciting things that are happening. Okay, so Clifford, finally, give us an outlook. You talked a little bit about speed and growth. What's kind of right in front of you? What is the next few things you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, it's probably the one thing that really excites me is when people go, well, so what's coming next, right? And I may be a little bit more lucky than most because I get to hear about the things that are coming next. But there are so many extra bits that we want to push the boundaries of. There's potential for even going for some world record attempts at supercomputing, and that's going to be another one that really sort of wakes up the standard industry in supercomputing and makes them take a look at what Dynex is doing. Because the moment you break a world record, suddenly people know who you are, right? So, and then you get, well, if they can do it, why can't we? And, we go around in circles of how do they do it? How do we, match that speed and efficiency? And the benefit with Dynex, and their team of developers, it's not just like one person developing this. This is a full team now, and they're some of the most, savvy people that I've met in a long time. They are laser focused on one goal and one goal only, and that's to make sure that Dynex is as good as it can be, as efficient as it can be, and as easy to use for everyone. Because if it's not easy to use for everyone, no one will use it, right? That it's a fundamental principle in Dynex is that supercomputing for everyone, and they mean it. Like they won't release an update unless it makes sense for everyone using it.
Okay, well, that makes sense, and that's what makes great companies is that they have this mass appeal and they're intuitive and easy.
Yes, exactly.
Clifford, thank you so much. Fascinating to hear this discussion. I can't wait to get updates.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Clean Vision identifies and supports innovative companies in clean energy and sustainability, aiming to meet global market needs while improving customer quality of life and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. At Clean Vision, we provide consultancy services, helping organizations enter new markets faster and become more profitable. Clean Vision, the future of clean energy.
Homeowners, it's time to earn up to 30% more income on your vacation rental property and say goodbye to endless rental headaches. Maximize your profitability and time when you partner with the Compass Collection. Our sophisticated approach to bookings, marketing, and revenue management is focused on delivering the ultimate level of service and success. Let us change the way you rent and unlock the full earnings potential of your property. Contact us today for your free home revenue projection at thecompasscollection.com.
Many businesses need capital to expand and operate, and there are many different ways to access capital that maybe all businesses don't know about. So with me, Kortney Murray, the CEO of Coastal Capital, with a new show, All Things Capital. So looking forward to this. What does the series plan to explore and highlight?
Sure, Jane. Thank you. We're really excited about this series because I want to explore truly all things capital. And so we will start by interviewing different people from wealth management to women who have already done the capital raise for themselves up to the multi-million-dollar range. We also have alternative lending that we're going to talk about, private equity, venture capitalists. There's also tax strategy that we'd like to bring into this series because I think it's very important that people understand the different components of raising capital and all the different avenues that they have to explore as an entrepreneur.
What do you plan to explore in this series in terms of financing options?
Sure. So I am in my own space. We're alternative lending equipment finance world, SBA, lines of credit, things like that. But what I've learned through all of my knowledge is there are venture capitalists. There are ways to raise private equity. There are ways to put a file together to really put a human touch back into the lending aspect, where you can actually explore opportunities with just an application. And so we'd like to go through and just do an educational series on all the different capital aspects and find out what way you want to leverage and bridge the gap yourself, because each lending offers different things for each person.
Sure. And a lot of people may not know how to explore venture capital options. So you're going to help them with that.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what aspects of leadership and growth will you explore? How can CEOs navigate all the challenges that come with being an entrepreneur?
I think one of the biggest things that I want to touch on that I learned later on in life being an entrepreneurial woman is tax strategy. And so something I really want to touch in is the leadership side of mentorship, tax strategy, gaining that knowledge as an entrepreneur so you can move forward with the right type of capital. Because sometimes one type of financing might be completely different than when you're expanding your business and opening a second location. So really getting that educational series part out.
And what are your plans with the capital raise?
So with the capital raise, Coastal Capital is going to really put the human touch back into lending because our underwriting capabilities came from the 1950s. Our industry's been around since 1870, starting with the railways. And we are building affiliate programs throughout the country. So we'll be servicing every single state, growing Coastal Capital and allowing us to have the human aspect back in lending. So it's not so hard for, let's say, a woman who raised their children, who didn't build a lot of credit establishment, to open a business because they're not going to lean so much. We are not going to lean so much on the aspect of just personal credit. We really want to bring the human factor back into lending. To open a business because they're not going to lean so much. We are not going to lean so much on the aspect of just personal credit. We really want to bring the human factor back into lending.
And what about the evolving credit system and the underlying algorithms? How does all of that play into capital raising?
So with bank lending, because it was built in the 50s, there is a completely different lending basis when you're not buying something that's creating ROI. So if you're going to buy a vehicle for yourself, yes, they're going to look at your credit score. But if you're buying something that's generating return on investment, the algorithm should be much different. We should be looking at the necessity versus the accessory of what you're purchasing or what you're using the money for, what your business plan is, what the valuation of the business is. And so the old traditional banking algorithms were not built for the entrepreneur. And we want to change that. And I think it's so important in this day and age with the ever-changing economy that we live in.
Yeah. Why is it important that entrepreneurs know about these changes?
Because if they don't, they go to partners that take equity. Maybe they're not at that point yet. They go to a bank that may have turned them down, and then they stop with the dream that they had. They're not educated on alternative ways to finance. We were not educated in school to do that. And so I think it's really important to explore the avenues because there's a lot more yeses than nos. But if you don't know what the options are, you're most likely when you're starting up or expanding, you might hit a cap in the wall, and we have to educate that.
Right. And learning all of your options helps you make the best judgment in the end. So now, in focusing on the human touch factor that you talked about, how will this capital raise highlight the personal and the human elements when you're making these decisions?
Sure. So we have an algorithm where we create true partnership with our clients, and we know everything about them. We know exactly what the equipment might be producing, what they're using the revenue for. We know about their hiccups. Maybe they have a credit hiccup, or maybe they're expanding outside of their comfort zone, and we have a fit for them. And so what Coastal Capital will do, it will open up opportunities outside of that traditional window for us to take chances on future businesses, people with growth. There are things that we can do, such as phantom equity and future equity, to really get a hold on a file that a traditional bank would say no to. And so opening up that capital line will allow us to participate in businesses that traditional banks don't participate in. There's a lot of fintech, a lot of e-commerce, a lot of home-based business, influencers even. In this day and age, they need money to continue influencing. And even coaches and stage appearances and things like that, a lot of people use their own cash for the outlay when they could be using it for another event in the next venue. And so it helps with growth.
What about women entrepreneurs? What special challenges do they have? Does it feel like now women are having easier access to money?
It's still hard. And even being a woman-owned business, we have about 3% of women that get lended to in the right, ways. And I think it really is, it comes down to education, because I think a lot of women, me being one, we're prideful. And so we learn from people who tell us. We do start to ask more questions, but we are prideful. So it's a lack of knowledge on how to structure a package to get approved for financing. And a lot of women also go to people who say, I'll invest in your business, but then they take equity and they take your idea. And there are times and places to do that, but women need the additional education to know that there's availability to them. And I think that we really need to change the way we look at women who are stay-at-home moms, and we don't need to look at the credit aspect of it. We need to look at their idea and believe in them as people. And that's what we've done over the last couple of years on our own portfolio. And it's performed better than any of our heavy equipment and construction on our portfolio.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, Kortney, I'm looking forward to this series. Such
Me
great advice.
too.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jane.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.
NuZee is a leading co-packing company for single-serve coffee formats that partners with companies to help them expand the single-serve and private label coffee category. Now, the company provides end-to-end innovative and sustainable solutions with the flexibility and capacity for both small roasters as well as large global brands. And with me is CEO and founder Masateru Higashida. Great to have you back here at the NASDAQ.
Thank you.
I think last time we talked was on your IPO day, so it's good to have you back. Just bring us up to date on the Drip Kit coffee business. How is that going?
Of course. So Drip Kit was founded to provide a high quality coffee experience on the go. It is a single serve pour over format, which is a very popular coffee brewing method in Japan. And it gained significant traction in the US as well. We are very excited about our partnership with Big Face, which is Jimmy Butler's coffee brand. So Jimmy is a coffee fanatic. And there is a great story where he started selling coffee during COVID. When the NBA players were locked in the bubble, he was selling coffee for $20 to other players. From there, he started learning more about the coffee and the roasting, and that led to our partnership. We are launch Big Face Drip Kit in just a partnership with them. And we also have partnerships with Laka Long Coffee Roasters Stumptown Coffee Roasters, Barb Coffee, Merit Coffee in Texas, and other specialty coffee brands.
Yeah, and there's also a partnership with Stone Brewing.
Yes, so Stone is the 7th largest craft beer company in the U.S. They have large brand awareness, and there is a good synergy between their brand and our capability. We have roasted their coffee for the last 3 years, and with our expanded relationship with them, they have licensed their name to us, and we are very excited about increasing access to their brand for consumers. So we are selling both single-serve brewback coffee and the 12-ounce and the 2-pound bagged coffee, and launching initially with D2C. And we, as we move later into 2024, in partnership with key retailers across the country. So we have already had significant feedback from potential retail partners. So retail takes a bit longer to stand up than D2C as the annual reset calendars, but we expected that to be happening during the second half of 2024.
Is there revenue yet from the Stone Brewing partnership?
Yeah, we don't have a specific number yet. It's early, but the potential is significant. We are very excited and believe it goes quickly and substantially.
Now, also, expanded relationship with Chamberlain, what is that?
Yes, we are expanding our relationship, especially with larger customers. And we have built infrastructure needed to serve the relationship. So we have added category to our offering and expanding from the single-serve market to bagged coffee market. And we are also exploring additional category expansion, including matcha. So matcha is originally from Japan. The finest matcha is farmed in Japan, I have to say that for us. And so we are looking for this category expansion to increase revenue for NuZee.
And then I know you're looking at reducing expenses based on your annual report filing. Can you talk a little bit about that and the business side of NuZee?
Yes, we are very, very focused on expense discipline. Particularly, we are looking at consulting fees. We will begin reducing them, and we are improving our ad spend efficiency by reducing low-performing advertising and marketing, and we expect significantly reduced legal costs in 2024 as we resolve some of the litigation we had. So we are looking for 2024 to be an inflection point year for NuZee, where our new product initiative and our partners drive revenues while we continue to show expense discipline.
Yeah, okay, well, Masa, thank you so much for coming back. I look forward to another update later this year.
Of course.
Get your business strategy implemented, so thank you.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Your data is vulnerable to cyber attacks. Introducing secure Swiss-hosted solutions. Secure Mail, Secure Messenger, and Secure VPN, protecting your communications, internet traffic, and identity. Regain your privacy today. Visit Secure.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.
Homeowners, it's time to earn up to 30% more income on your vacation rental property and say goodbye to endless rental headaches. Maximize your profitability and time when you partner with the Compass Collection. Our sophisticated approach to bookings, marketing, and revenue management is focused on delivering the ultimate level of service and success. Let us change the way you rent and unlock the full earnings potential of your property. Contact us today for your free home revenue projection at thecompasscollection.com.
Hello and welcome to the Business of Blockchain. I'm Jane King. Today we continue our special series on blockchain use cases sponsored by Bitdeer, a global Bitcoin miner listed here at the NASDAQ. In this episode, Bitdeer joins us to discuss the winds of change that are moving the Bitcoin mining industry forward in welcome ways, thanks in large part to the wind, the sun, new mining technology, and the power of markets. And here to explain are Samantha Robertson of Bitdeer and Elliot David of Sustainable Bitcoin Protocol. Welcome. So great to have you here. So Elliot, your company is focused on helping Bitcoin mining industry reduce its carbon footprint. So tell me about the size of the Bitcoin mining industry and how much it's grown.
Sure. Well, first we have to think about what Bitcoin mining actually is. It's really just a data center industry, particularly focused on securing and protecting the Bitcoin mining network. The global Bitcoin mining network consumes about 145 terawatt hours of electricity per year. That's about 0.25% of global energy. If we put that into context, compared to an industry like cement, it's 1/1000th of 1%, some extremely small number of global emissions. But because we all care about climate change, we want to decarbonize the economy. Bitcoin mining also has this unique opportunity to not only be carbon neutral, but actually one of the most climate positive industries and asset classes in the world.
Interesting. So Samantha, tell us about Bitdeer. And the company is headquartered in Singapore, right? But
That's
you have
correct.
operations really all over the place, even here in the US. So tell us about Bitdeer.
Bitdeer is headquartered in Singapore, and what makes our company really unique is that the founder of our company is a guy named Jihan Wu, and he's someone you could think of as the Warren Buffett of Bitcoin. He's been there since the beginning and is somebody who really understands the market cycles, which is critical when you're dealing with a commodity. We have 6 data centers globally. 3 are in the US. Our largest is actually in Texas. We also have 2 in Norway and 1 that energized earlier this year, which is a joint venture with the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Bhutan.
So it's fascinating to see what's happening in Texas, known to most people as oil country, now leading the US in green energy. And Bitcoin miners are doing some interesting things with recycled heat. Explain that.
Yeah, so running computation at a large scale, like Bitcoin mining, one of the end results is a lot of heat. That's why you'll often see Bitcoin miners operating in regions that are very cool, so they don't have to actually spend money on cooling the machines themselves. There's been a lot of really interesting use cases for the heat. Some people are heating up hot tubs and running spas. Some folks are drying and curing, vegetables and meat, running greenhouses. But I'd throw it to Samantha as an actual end user of the heat.
That's correct. At our data center in Norway, we're using immersion cooling for the miners. That means the computing servers are immersed in a dielectric oil, and with that, it transfers heat into a piping system that heats up water for the municipal government that they're using to power greenhouses so that they can grow crops even in the winter in a very remote northeastern part of Norway, which is quite snowy, as you can imagine.
Now, Elliot, Bitdeer is a customer of yours, so explain how you're working together.
Yeah, and we actually see Bitdeer as a sort of partner in how our protocol functions. The way that Sustainable Bitcoin Protocol works is a Bitcoin miner that is using a clean energy source, whether it be hydro or renewables or nuclear or waste methane gas. They'll go through a third-party audit, meaning they'll have that energy use in their operations verified, because we believe in proof of work and transparency, and so do our mining partners. And then once they are verified to be using clean energy, every single time they mine a Bitcoin, they receive a Sustainable Bitcoin certificate. So now they have 2 assets on their balance. So they're mining Bitcoin, right? They receive Bitcoin from the Bitcoin blockchain, and then they also receive this SBC. So in the case of Bitdeer, for example, take, for example, the Bhutan project, right? They have a site in Bhutan that's using hydropower in Bhutan, which is one of the most sustainable countries in the world. a third party will verify that they are using green hydropower, and then every time they mine a Bitcoin at that facility, they will also receive an SBC. They can then sell this SBC to BlackRock or Fidelity or 21 Shares, basically a holder of Bitcoin that wants to make a transparent and auditable claim about the sustainability of their Bitcoin holdings without saying that one Bitcoin's green and one Bitcoin's not, because of course every single Bitcoin is fully fungible.
Well, thank you so much, Samantha and Elliot, for coming and explaining that. It's truly fascinating to see how Bitcoin mining has evolved over this short time. So thank you so much. And that is it for this edition of the Business of Blockchain. A special thanks to BitDeer for sponsoring this discussion and our series of videos focused on blockchain use cases. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ Market Site.
Your data is vulnerable to hackers, with email being the cause of 91% of all cyber attacks. Introducing secure, Swiss-hosted, data-mine-free, private and secure solutions to protect your communications. Secure Mail offers secure and private email communication. Secure Messenger offers private and secure chats. Secure VPN encrypts your internet traffic and protects your digital identity. Regain your privacy today. Visit Secure at secure.com. Your data is vulnerable to cyber attacks. Introducing secure, Swiss-hosted solutions. Secure Mail, Secure Messenger, and Secure VPN, protecting your communications, internet traffic, and identity. Regain your privacy today. Visit Secure.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.